Today as well. WNBA allegations, NFL news, entertainment. Have you seen the video with Joey Porter allegedly assaulting somebody? Sham. We'll talk about all that today on the Doug Stewart Show. Don't go away. Back in 3 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Swerving my Suburban, swerving in my Suburban. The choppers blocker, the coppers gon' try and knock us when I'm swerving my Suburban, swerving in my Suburban. I'm on swerve, swerving my Suburban, swerving in my Suburban. The choppers blocker, the coppers gon' try and knock us when I'm swerving my Suburban, swerving in my Suburban. I'm on swerve. Riding through the city, dirty money like Diddy. Got a bad chick with me, she want me to stroke a kitty. That kush smoke got me on the highway doing 50 plus your boy on swerve. Like I want the cops to get me, baby girl on the road. Say she like the way I do things, nickname me Staircase. Stepping up my shoe game, slide to the nudie bar, put a couple stacks on it. Find a hotel bed, put a couple backs on it. I'm on swerve, I'm on swerve at the drive-thru, try and keep my tires off the curb. Already told you with swagger we stepping. Got the shorty on your arm looking at my retro 7. Bet that get you quite offended. You look at me with ice grill. I ain't sweating you, dog. I'm higher than a light bill. So keep it easy with the move swings. Sucker knuckles tripping, no shoestrings. Who bang? Swerving my Suburban, swerving in my Suburban. The choppers blocker, the coppers gon' try and knock us when I'm swerving my Suburban, swerving in my Suburban. I'm on swerve, swerving my Suburban, swerving in my Suburban. The choppers blocker, the coppers gon' try and knock us when I'm swerving my Suburban, swerving in my Suburban. I'm on swerve. In the club with my mans, got a drink in each hand. Mommy bustin' it open, all a boy can say is in. But she came with her girls, put them on with the homies. Get a little sweaty, grab a bite at the Shoney's. Swerving my Suburban, I got a few bottles. So rockin' cranberry and I'm stepping on the throttle. Inhale the perp, ooh yeah, like Randy Savage. These chumps hating on me cause they smoking on the average. Fresh pair of Air Max, brand new fitted.
You know, when I left Memphis, Tennessee to go to New York, I was so scared. But one thing my mother always told me was to get them dollars.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Woman Wednesday. Shouts out to all of the ladies, man. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. Big news, Magic Johnson now, in effect, running the Los Angeles Lakers, president of basketball, I think is his title. This Pelinka guy, who's Kobe Bryant's agent, longtime agent in NBA. He actually played. I didn't notice. I mean, why would I notice? I mean, he actually played. He was a member of the Fab Five back in the day. And he was a member, clearly, because he wasn't a Fab Five member. He was on the bench. Right. This cat, I think his name is Rob. Let me see if I can find his name here. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Make sure I get his first name correct. Right. Mr. Rob Pelinka. So he was part of the Fab Five back in the day for the Michigan Wolverines. Clearly, he wasn't a part of the Fab Five. He was on the team because he was on the bench because he was not a Fab Five member. But he's set to be the new GM. Stories are coming out. I mentioned in the last segment, man, you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. There were four things, man. Four things that's like the perfect storm that happened to the Lakers and why they're in the position they are right now, one of the worst teams in basketball. The number one thing, man, is that whole Chris Paul deal that was supposed to happen. But David Stern, who was the acting governor of the then New Orleans Hornets, vetoed a deal that would have sent Chris Paul to the Los Angeles Lakers. The league owned the Hornets at the time, having purchased the franchise from George Shinn. The potential trade, I went back and looked at all of these specifics. The potential trade, which also included Goran Dragic. Stop right there. Goran Dragic, this is the thing that people have revisionist history about, or Laker haters want to have revisionist history about. Oh, the deal wasn't a good deal. The league wasn't going to let the Lakers do a deal like they got over on the Memphis Grizzlies when they got Paul Gasol. That was a bad trade. That wasn't an even trade. And the same thing they were trying to pull with the Hornets, were they the Hornets at that time? I can't even remember. Yeah, they were the Hornets at that time. Same thing that they're trying to do with the Hornets now. They're trying to give us fish heads and rice and get this good player in Chris Paul. No, they were trying to trade Goran Dragic, Luis Scola, Kevin Martin, all going to the Houston Rockets first-round pick going to New Orleans. So the Hornets were going to get a first-round pick going to the New Orleans and Lamar Odom going to Houston. That's right. So Goran Dragic, Luis Scola, Kevin Martin, and a Houston first-round pick were all going to New Orleans. Luis Scola, or Luis Scola was a very good player. I don't know where he's at right now, but Luis Scola was a very good player. Maybe he plays for the San Antonio Spurs. I'm not sure. Very good international player. Kevin Martin, very good player. Goran Dragic right now is considered one of the top, 5-6 point guards in the NBA. So that's what they were trying to do. It was a legitimate deal. Now, David Stern will tell you that there was no deal. And we kind of look back at it and we think that it was a done deal and, all they had to do is just pull the trigger. But what David Stern will tell you is that there was an offer, but there was no deal. They didn't agree upon a deal. David Stern and the league acting as owners and management of the New Orleans Hornets at that time. Okay, that's fine. In all essence, it was a deal. Chris Paul was ready to go and be a Los Angeles Lakers. And remember, if Chris Paul goes to the Lakers, there's a lot of other dominoes that fell because he didn't go. But there are a lot of other dominoes that fell because Chris Paul didn't become a Laker. In particular, getting in Steve Nash. If Chris Paul's a Laker, you don't have to spend money or make a deal, for Steve Nash, who was at the end of his career and done. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. After the 2011-2012 season, the Lakers compiled a sign and trade deal with the Phoenix Suns for Steve Nash. The Lakers gave Nash a 3-year, $28 million contract as part of the deal. In those 3 seasons, Steve Nash played in just 65 games. And the Lakers did not win a single playoff series, losing the first round of the 2013 playoffs during their only postseason appearance with Nash. Also, because you have Steve Nash, unhealthy Steve Nash at the end of his career, the Lakers made the deal. And I can't remember who came first right now. Maybe Dwight actually was there first. But Dwight Howard played uninspired basketball and had all of the different excuses in the world when he came to the Lakers. So Steve Nash was a bad deal. They gave him $28 million for 3 years. He came in there and gave them absolutely no production. They did that because they didn't get Chris Paul. Because they didn't get Chris Paul, they made deals to get Dwight Howard in. Dwight Howard, with no real leadership on that team at that time and no heart of his personal own, didn't do a damn thing. Right. Dwight Howard in a Laker uniform didn't do a damn thing, played with absolutely zero heart, didn't have a floor general type point guard like a Chris Paul to put foot in his ass. So he played like a scrub. So all of this comes from the Chris Paul trade. And the last thing, and I mentioned this in the last segment, the last thing is giving Kobe freaking Bryant broke down, bad Achilles, knees, groins, hamstrings, $25 million a year for 3 years. Why in the fuck would you do that? And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Disclaimer. Let me put this out there before any of you Kobe Bryant lovers try to say something to the opposite. Love Kobe. Love what he did for the organization. Love what he did for the NBA. Fantastic player. Maybe I'd put him as the third, fourth best player I've seen in the last 40 years. Maybe. I don't know. I hadn't thought about it today. But this happens all the time. When you lose a step 2, 3, 4, 5 in sports, the team has to move on and build for the future. This whole lifetime achievement contract that the Lakers gave Kobe Bryant at the end of his career, well, once again, I believe it was 3 years in a row. His season ended early because of injury. Okay? Was wrong. And that's one of the main catalysts. That's one of the main reasons why the organization is right now. If I had to rank them, I'd say the number one thing would be that Chris Paul deal. The number two thing, the close number two, would be this Kobe Bryant deal. And impeding progress and impeding, putting together, new players and having a salary cap or having the money to get free agents. Not only that, there's a lot of conversation about Kobe Bryant and, people not wanting to play with him. Did he hurt their chances of getting free agents on the open market? You can't tell. You can't quantify it. But a lot of people argue yes. And I love Kobe. But we've seen Magic Johnson, or not Magic Johnson. That's one player we didn't see in another uniform. We've seen Michael Jordan, in another uniform with the Washington Wizards. We've seen Patrick Ewing play for the Seattle Supersonics. We've seen Akeem Olajuwon play for the Toronto Raptors. We've seen Charles Barkley play for several teams. It happens all the time. Allen Iverson played for the freaking Denver Nuggets. Happens all the time. Just because we don't want to give your ass a stupid-ass contract and all of this money doesn't mean that we don't love you. And they should have let Kobe punk-ass walk. They should have let him walk, man. We should have moved on. We should have turned the page. Now, I love Kobe, but we should have turned the goddamn page. We should have turned the page. And it makes me mad right now, and I'm looking at all this crap in the record of the team right now, and we could have been on our way to building a new team. We could have been on our way. And I don't know who was the deciding factor. Once again, it seems like magically all of this stuff started happening when Jim Buss became in charge. All right? Well, maybe Mitch Kupchak, and I see my man Ninja right here got this post in the chat. Ninja says, what's the name of the person that gave Kobe Bryant the money, Doug? Didn't Mitch Kupchak do that? But somehow he's not at fault. I didn't say he wasn't at fault. We don't know. What I'm saying is magically all of this stupid stuff, giving Kobe that contract, the players that we drafted, giving a deal to Steve Nash, or giving a deal to Dwight Howard and Steve Nash. All of this stuff seemed to happen in the last couple of years, not particularly when Jim Buss took over the team, when his daddy died, but it seems like less and less authority was given to Mitch Kupchak over the last couple of years. And if I had to blame anybody over the last 3 years in particular, 4 years in particular, it would be Jim Buss. I'm not saying that they aren't all responsible. They're all responsible. But they just made some dumbass moves over the last couple of years, period. Let me read some messages in the chat room on Spreaker.com. See what y'all got to say. From Clay Magic Bike Davis in the chat room on Spreaker.com. Don't blame Kobe for that contract. That's management's dumb fault. You're right. I didn't blame Kobe for it. Who wouldn't take $25 million a year for 3-4 years in a row at the end of their career when they're done, when they're shot? Of course. Why would anybody be mad at Kobe? It's right. You're right. It was management. Right. That's what I said. From Cedric Galloway, Clay, Jerry West's contract is up with the Golden State at the end of the season. Maybe they bring Jerry West back into the fold. I don't know. From Angry Black Man, good morning, bro. We listen to you whine and throw a tantrum about the Falcons choke. Now we have to hear you whine about a Knicks trade from 2011. They got 19 wins. Man, stop it. You better than that. No, you stop it. I'm not better than that. I'm tired of your ass, Angry Black Man. Call this goddamn show.